Hello everyone, the Army of Otters here, and welcome back to the Unexplored Commonwealth. Today we're going to be taking a look at Skylanes Flight 1981, and in the last video, which was about the glowing sea, we took a quick look at Skylanes Flight 1665, so that's why we're taking a look at this particular aircraft in this episode. Now, this is another crashed plane. It appears to be the same exact kind of plane as the other wreckage, and there was a similar situation leading up to its crash. Now, something I was thinking about is like, yeah, it kind of makes sense you would have a bunch of crashed planes following a nuclear apocalypse, right? And I would imagine that many of the planes, unless they were perhaps at cruising altitude, would have been destroyed by the nuclear explosions. Anyways, I think these locations are pretty haunting. I think they're pretty cool. And they also have some pretty darn good loot that is hidden. So let's waste no more time and let's check out Skylanes Flight 1981. And then here you can see the location on the Pip-Boy, right next to General Atomics Galleria and east of 10 Pines Bluff. Now, as you approach the location, you'll probably find raiders or some kind of enemies here. For me, I found a fight going on between the Brotherhood of Steel and super mutants. Now, I don't believe I was ever openly hostile to the Brotherhood in my playthrough. I'm not sure why they're so angry at me. But I shot that one knight and his body went flying, and I thought that was kind of amusing. In my playthrough of Fallout 4, I sided with the Minutemen. And for some reason, I guess the Brotherhood don't like that now? Not sure. Anyways, killed the super mutants and the Brotherhood of Steel. And after that, we can investigate the wreckage. Now, if you come here in the early game, there'll probably just be raiders here. But later game, there will be like Brotherhood or other factions, robots and the like. Now, over here, we can see obviously the fuselage. And this thing had pretty big engines on it. These planes are freaking huge by like our standards. Now, if we go underneath to the luggage compartment, we can find a hidden compartment that's behind a master lock. Inside, we can find some pretty darn good loot, so it's definitely worth a look. I also wanted to mention that inside, we can find a manifest for the smuggled goods. This is obviously some kind of smuggling operation, and we just have a list of goods. And also worth mentioning, at Skylanes Flight 1665, we have a similar situation going on. If you go to the luggage compartment, there is a secret compartment in the exact same area. So it seems like this was some kind of massive operation in pre-war America. However, this compartment's a lot harder to open. For some reason, it's only, like, you can only get the prompt to open it on the far right part of the compartment, whereas at this location, it's really easy to find the compartment. Now, if you jump up here into this part of the fuselage, we can find this bathroom, and inside you will find a copy of Astoundingly Awesome Tales. There's also a skeleton in here with a gun. Hope the plane wasn't hijacked or something. But over here we can just find some food, and there's also a first aid kit, so see what you can find inside. And upstairs we can find the flight data recorder, which documents the final moments for this unfortunate flight.
Boston Towers, Skylanes 1981. Acknowledge. Over. Damn it. What's going on? God! Mayday! Boston Towers, Skylanes 1891. Lost engines. We're breaking up. There! Aim for the road! Pull up!
So yeah, obviously they were aiming for the road as their engines failed during the nuclear apocalypse, and now we can see the aftermath of what happened. But as I said earlier, this plane is freaking huge. We even have seats in the wing section of the aircraft, and it's obviously like a triple decker if you include the luggage compartment. Now up here on this wing, we can find Jangles the Moon Monkey, who is sitting in one of the seats. I just found that kind of cute and kind of humorous. And from down here, we get a pretty epic view of the crash that I think, at least, is very haunting. And one last thing that's worth mentioning is sometimes when you visit this location or just a random encounter is with a lady named Ness, who is a treasure hunter that operates in the Commonwealth. And basically she has an invoice about the hidden compartment and she knows of it, and she will ask you to help her find it. It's just a miscellaneous quest, but it's something I don't think I've ever done before because I cannot find Ness. I tried traveling here many times, fast traveling around the map, but I can never get her to show up, so that's too bad. But just something to be aware of. And man, look at all of the engines on this plane. There has to be like 8, maybe 10 engines. Wow. Anyways, what a behemoth of an aircraft. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this episode of the Unexplored Commonwealth. If you have any recommendations for future locations, future videos, please post them in the comment section below. And as always, until next time.